turn 3 chaos, the obliterators do come in, and they can come in with an icon of that rhino moving up. Very smart by John. I'm always surprised by his the little things that he does that makes his tactics just work so well with each other. So the Plague Marines run out of difficult terrain. I guess there's a crater there. We were a bit too lazy to put it on the board that time. Sorry guys. And the other Plague Marines are jumping out of the rhino. He did actually roll for difficult terrain, and so that's 6. It's just so you can move within 6 from an access point. So it's measured from it, and it has to be fully within. So edges can't move. And then everyone's moving up, and the boys are gonna get a hurting. Well, let's see these objectives that you covered. All right, mysterious objectives, John.
So the first one there, the 5, it's a...
It's a +1 to cover save?
Yes. So, 2. And then the other one over there is a 4, which is...
Missed rolls on 1.
3 rolls 1s. Okay.
A lot of 4s. Obliterate is flaming, and for... Spoiler alert, in about 10 seconds you're going to see wound allocation and how it's going to work now with the new rule. So he rolls, he gets the reroll their Twin Link Flamers, the reroll the wound, and so he does kill a bunch of boys. And so you have about, I think it was 6 wounds, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1 more wound. No, there was 7 wounds, so that's 6 wounds gone. So we have to measure to see, because it wasn't clear. So the war boss is about 5.5, boys about 6. So the wound goes to the war boss. So technically I would be able to roll a invulnerable save, but we're still learning the rules. So I did try to don't touch that, or no, not don't touch that, look out sir, to see if the boy could jump in front of the war boss, but I rolled a 1. It's only a 2+ on an independent character, but he did fail to do so. Then the Plague Marines shooting at the Death Copters, 3+ cover in the forest, they're fine. And all the Plague Marines on top, plus the Obliterators, all shooting down into the boys to try to hurt. And so there's a lot more wounds. They're all on the war boss. And now I technically should have been able to make a 4+ or a 5+ invulnerable for each wound done, and then try a lookout sir. But that's just the way it worked. So all the wounds that are doing my war boss, 2+, a boy in the back can die. And thus far it's been saving him, but although he has taken 2 wounds now, it's not completely reliable. And so and then he shoots the looted wagon, stuns it. Although now technically a stun is a number 3, we gotta get used to that. The die 6 doesn't do it so much justice anymore. You gotta change your paradigm thinking. So more wounds onto the boy squad, hitting the war boss of course because he's in front, but on a 2+, I get to move over. Now the Changeling and his group of blue squiggly guys are shooting at the boys, and they're just focus firing, and so they ignore the cover part of the boys in the back, but they can only hurt the guys that are out in the open. And so continuing, they're all hitting the war boss, 2+, the wound is diverted, and then finally Lord of Change, or the Fate Weaver, shooting in with all his stuff. And I'm diverting all the wounds off to my other character. Too bad you can't chain the characters, because then I can get another boy in there as well. But the knob dies. But so the war boss is still alive though, and it wasn't beneficial he was up front because we didn't understand. But the Obliterator shoots at the looters, but we forgot it's whatever is under the template dies, not whoever you choose anymore. Again, you gotta get used to it. So Fate Weaver declares a charge against the war boss. I get 1 hit because I have a combi Scorcher, so I shoot my Flamer as a defensive Overwatch Snapfire. Or I guess it's not Snapfire, it's an Overwatch Flame, so it's D3 hits on any kind of flame. So a causal wound doesn't do anything. And he charges in. I guess he would do an impact attack. I forget actually if we did do an impact attack, but the Plague Marines on top actually fail their charge. Then the Overwatch from the Death Copters, they actually shoot back and manage to get 2 6s and kill 2 Space Marines. And so they are dead. We roll for Feel No Pain, although instant death does actually ignore Feel No Pain. We misinterpreted the rules. We thought that you could always roll it. I was reading the rule book last night, and it is not so. And so only 1 gets into combat, but then he has initiative 1. And attacking, or I think it was his Power Fist, but he does fail his Feel No Pain. And so, yeah, otherwise, he would have made us feel no pain in 5th edition, but he did not in 6th. So I'm grateful for that.
Fate Weaver's gonna smash, you say?
Yeah. So he halves his attacks, rounded up. So 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, so it's 2. So it gives him plus double strength, sorry. So he's at strength 10.
Okay, you'll instant kill me, and I have 1 wound left.
Oh,
All right.
at least I'll be wounding on 2s. So 4s and 2s. So you get your invul.
All right. And I fail. Oh, I die.
And then the boys with their initiative go and they move 3 inches to try to get in, but they cannot. And so combat ends. Actually, at the end, the attacker supposed to try to move 3 inches towards. We forgot to do that, but he still would have been out, and then they both consolidate, assuming that I don't fail leadership, which I did. Now, one thing that we didn't do, which could have been cool, is if Fate Weaver would have challenged the war boss, which actually would have been silly because the boys couldn't get back in. But if he did challenge the war boss, then because there were 6 boys off the side, I could have got a reroll, which could have been reroll my invulnerable save. But because the boys couldn't get in and hurt Fate Weaver anyways, it was silly to do a challenge in the first place. But remember, if you have lots and lots of boys and extra characters and the only opposing guy is the challenger, then you do get some rerolls for every 5 extra guys. Anyways, back to the non-bikers, Vince Plague Marines. Kill a guy, continue. Orks turn 4. Let's see which damage we can do. The 6 boys regroup. It's kind of weird having a boy squad without a knob. It's really, really weird feeling, actually. But both Ludo Wagons are fine. They're able to reposition themselves, although the one Ludo Wagon can only fire with snapshots, and it only has a blast weapon which can't be shot as a snapshot, so it's useless. Which is actually, I'm starting to think I'm going to bring big shooters on my Ludo Wagons, because there's no point of not. It just gives you a few extra shots, and you can always snap fire. Boys move up, Deathcopters move around the flank. We're going to try to end this here and now, and the plane does, well, the only thing it can do, it flies off in a spectacular fashion. The boom gun scatters like they should. Big ol' scatter, and it's off. It doesn't hit anything, unfortunately. And, or no, it did hit the Rhino, but it got a cover save because it was blocked by Fate Weaver, and so 5+ negates it. Moving on, the Ludas shoot and hit Fate Weaver, and he fails a bunch of saves, and then he fails them again. And so with Fate Weaver gone, and John concedes. Pouty face. Well, thanks for the game, John.
You too.
That was good to learn those rules.
I know.